Welcome to the Stringjoy Show. I am Ryan. Today we're going to talk about something near and dear to my heart, and that is ways to whammy, ways to bend the strings of your guitar down to get either big dives or a nice vibrato. We're going to look at all different kinds that are on the market, at least the big ones. Talk about the things that I think they excel at, some of the things I like, the things I don't like, all that kind of stuff.
We're talking trems?
Oh, hey, buddy.
Hey. Thank you.
Kai Brewster brought me this guitar here to, this is a style of tremolo we were going to talk about.
This is the factory Fender Bigsby.
All right, but first, let's roll the theme music. All right, so Kai Brewster, he is here. He was here to just bring me this Bigsby here to borrow. But now that he's here, Kai Brewster is a longtime friend of mine. He was a co-host of the Demos in the Dark live show. We have played in bands together for years. He is a local music dude doing everything from playing to teching. You even have built, you're on the side, you're building parts casters.
Yep.
I mean, just like if it's guitar related, he's probably got his fingers in it.
Yeah.
I needed to borrow a guitar with a Bigsby.
Yes.
Because I have a number of guitars, but I don't have a guitar with a Bigsby. I also don't have a guitar with a Floyd, so I borrowed this one here.
Beautiful.
From Zounds, my friends at Zounds. Thank you, Zounds, for loaning this to me. Let's take these two that I don't have reflected in my own collection and talk about why they're not here. Let's start with your Bigsby.
So the Bigsby, I love a Bigsby. Not for any good reason, but they look great. I mean, come on, look at that thing. They're really only good for a little subtle vibrato type thing, I've found. And actually, in order to dissuade myself from any dive bombing, I actually bent the bar closer to the body to try and stop myself from doing it.
Because
tuning stability, big issue with the Bigsby. That actually was not so bad. I'm really proving all of my gripes right now. But, an extended night of doing your surfy stuff or anything like that, or your dive bombs, you're really going to take a toll on your overall tuning stability. And I find I've had Bigsbys on a lot of guitars. This is the only one that I still have a Bigsby on. And a bridge replacement, absolutely essential for stability if you're going to do that. So I find if you're modding a guitar with a Bigsby, a lot of other mods tend to come after it. And it's just not necessarily the most cost-effective or performance-effective tremolo. However, once again, look at that thing.
it looks cool.
Yeah.
It sounds gorgeous.
Yeah.
But the tuning stability actually isn't the reason that I don't have one of those. The reason I don't have one of those is I hate stringing them up.
Ooh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
They are a pain in the butt.
Yeah. If you too are suffering from Bigsby stringing at home, there are ways. You got to kink the string before you do it, and then you have to do some sort of arm yoga, which is fun. But now I'm very flexible from about the shoulders down, so it's good for that for you as well.
So the other one that I don't have represented here, and it's actually for the exact same reason as the Bigsby, is a Floyd Rose. Floyd Roses, we'll start with the bad. Floyd Roses are notoriously hard to string up.
Let alone tune.
But once you get it in tune, there is none more stable. So this, Mr. Brewster, is my favorite kind of tremolo.
And mine.
And I believe also the oldest, probably.
Apart from the Bigsby, yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Up in our living room in our house, I actually have the patent for the Stratocaster tremolo system.
He doesn't let me out of the basement.
Because it's very important, and it is one of the best.
Yeah, and I would say probably the most like iconic tremolo and tremolo sound, really.
Right.
And I would say that because a lot of people, like myself and like Ryan, will put it right up against the body, even though you can adjust everything back here to do whatever you want. You can raise it up so that you can go up or down. Oh, and you can check out the Stringjoy video on how to tune your strat trem. Yep. That's a neat little trick. A lot of people, including ourselves here, have it just so it goes down and back and rests against the body. So this one, just a little bit up, but that's about it. That's all you're gonna get is a little bit of down, and you can hear that on a lot of old, like, say like surf records or like
Jimi freaking Hendrix.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Some people know that guy.
Yeah, I've heard of him. He works hard. He could really make something of himself.
What are the downsides to the Strat trem in your mind?
For me, I find if I'm floating my trem, which is having it kind of up and able to go either up or down in pitch, I find some tuning stability issues there. I also, some people like it, some people don't. These springs make some sounds that can make their way into the guitar. And for some people, this is really the character of the Strat. And for me, it bothers me. I don't know why. So what I do, if it bothers you, I take like a little bit of Kleenex or a little bit of toilet paper and I put it in there and then I put the springs on. And so you can still get your trem. They don't get in the way. They don't grab at it. All they do is dampen that spring noise ever so slightly. Other than that, every once in a while I'll lose a spring and they're hard to get on. What are your pros and cons about this bad boy?
Here's one. I would say that subtlety is not as easy on a Stratocaster tremolo as it would be on a Bigsby.
Absolutely. Tremolo. Absolutely. Yeah, the spring tension makes it so you're working a little bit harder to move it around, and then when you release, it's like, oh, sick, we're going back, and it lets you know.
Yeah.
That's a vibe in and of itself.
Very, very popular style of tremolo is the one that came on the Jazzmaster and the Jaguar.
Yes.
What are the great things about it? It is possible to do that subtlety thing on a Fender guitar.
Yeah. I'd say it's probably the best all-around trem system, where if your guitar is set up right, if you've got maybe a locking tuner on there, if your nut slots are good, you can do anything from like a fun dive bomb to the subtle stuff and really anything in between. It's really smooth feeling. I like the extra length on the bar. We're talking physics here, a little extra leverage, lets you do more with less just because you're farther away from the trem source. The other thing I like about it, not on this one, sorry, but on the Fender models, you can lock it in place.
Yes. Just think Sonic Youth if you want to, see somebody really beating up the trem system on one of these. There are two brands right now that are really big that offer an alternative to the Fender itself, and we have both of them represented here. He has the Mastery here on the Scythe, and that has the Mastery bridge to go with it, which is very, very popular and almost necessary if you are going to have a Jazzmaster style trem. The other one here is a Descendant, and this is Chris Swope. And I don't have the Descendant bridge on here. I actually have it on my Jaguar, though, to go with the Descendant there. All same deal. Very, very cool. They both operate very similarly. I think it comes down to the type of guitar that you're putting it on and some taste. Certainly, I talked to a couple of guitar tech friends before deciding what I was going to go with when I've spec'd out builds, or just talk to the builder themselves. Right. What works best. But yeah, the subtlety is great. This is a Walsh Guitars Yada. I can see the comment section firing up right now, thinking about the stuff that we haven't mentioned. There are certainly all different kinds of trem systems. I mean, even here, the Mustang trem system is a different trem system, but it's not one of the big ones. There are some big, weird Japanese ones, and I'm not going to look at those.
Yeah. We don't have a vibrola here because no one we know has one because no one should have one.
Yeah, I had a SG with a vibrola on it, and basically, I have nothing good to say about it. Nope. Absolutely nothing, except it looks awesome. So, like you can do the Derek Trucks thing where you tighten it down, you take the arms off, and do that.
I had the signature model, which looked amazing, and was functional.
But unless you have a really great guitar tech that works with you every single show.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
No.
So let us know below the ways you like to whammy, and thank you, Kai, for stopping by.
I live here now.
And hey, Lee and Pete, we're sorry for borrowing your format.
Sorry, I am Danish though, if that helps.